Here is another interesting aspect of having ALS, and that has to do with balance and falling. I've already had three falls since being diagnosed. Um, it's just so weird to fall. And so the first fall I had, I was having problems walking at the time, but I had my cane with me. So I was fine as far as I was still able to walk. I felt a little off balance, but not too bad as long as I had the cane. And anyway, we get to the airport. I have Brian put the backpack on me, which I have worn many times going traveling. Didn't think anything about it. I stepped over to the trash can that was nearby to throw something away. Turned around, took a step, or I thought I took a step, but instead my face planted firmly onto the pavement. All I had time was to yell Brian's name. He was actually trying to get the door for me. So I hit the pavement extremely hard. And what people don't understand, which I didn't understand either until it happened, when you have ALS and you fall, your whole body goes rigid. And if you even attempt to try to stop yourself, you're actually going to cause more harm to yourself. And so I was trying a little bit, I thought, but apparently, according to the guy that was behind me, he said, "You didn't even try to stop yourself, sir." And I said, "Well, I really couldn't. I couldn't do anything at the time. I really felt like I had no control. I was like, okay, here I am. I'm falling, whether I want to or not." Um, so that was the first time, and it was pretty brutal. The next time happens when we arrive, a few days after we arrive uh, at my to visit my mom. We were getting ready to um, have a memorial for my stepfather. So it was the day of the memorial. I was supposed to give a eulogy. I got dressed, put my shoes on, because we had to go to my mom's first, and then we were going to get dressed for the memorial. So I put on some shorts and whatnot, and some tennis shoes that I've worn. Uh, so I'm like, well, they're grippy, so maybe they'll help me keep myself upright. But what they actually did just the opposite. As soon as I put them on, took a step around the bed, my foot caught, and I went forward, and there was no stopping. I just couldn't do anything. My body just went tight. Um, and I hit the floor hard. It hurt so bad. In fact, I ended up having to go to the hospital because it felt like I had broke something. Fortunately, I didn't. But I also missed the memorial for my stepfather, and it bothers me to no end. But I had no choice. I was in severe pain, some of the worst pain I've ever experienced, other than having kidney stones. That's the worst pain I've ever experienced. But it was a close second. So my balance is terribly messed up. I have zero balance. If I, for example, if I stand at the toilet or in the kitchen, I let go of the walker and just try to stand. And the doctors have made me do this many times. Um, I sort of sway. My body just sways like I'm on a boat, just sways, and it does that really bad, and I feel like I'm going to fall at any second. Um, so my balance is off because when I go to reach up to grab something above my head, it makes me lose my balance. If I go to bend over to try to pick up anything, I will lose my balance. So it's very, very, very easy for me to fall and lose my balance. Um, so I have to be extremely cautious about everything. So it puts me in constantly uh, terrified mode anytime I do things because I'm afraid I'm going to fall and lose my balance because it's very easy. If I miss where my hand is supposed to grab a hold to help keep me upright, I'm going to go down and I'm going to go down hard. And with each fall, I've gotten worse. With the exception of the most recent fall, I fell here at my house, up like I normally was every single day, doing my morning routine. I went to put something away above my head, and I know sooner let go of that, my body just went tense and went backwards. And I was like, okay, I guess I'm falling. And fortunately, we have an island that's on wheels, and that caught me from slamming down to the floor. Instead, I hit it pretty hard. Still hurt myself, but not as bad as I would have. And it slowly moved, and I rolled down the side of it. So I scraped up my back pretty good, but that fall could have been much worse. I could have really, really hurt myself in that kitchen. We have a lot of cabinets and things I could have hit my head on, you name it. But my balance is, I have zero balance now, and it's scary, and that it makes it difficult for me to feel comfortable walking around, but I have to do it. I refuse to give up. I want to be able to walk as long as I can, no matter how slow I am, no matter how painful it is, no matter the fear. I can't let my fear control me, and that's something that I have lived by my whole life. In fact, I'll probably talk a little bit more about fear in the future. But anyway, I just wanted to let you know that balance and falling are two things that are messed up with ALS. It is just something that you have to learn to live with and figure out how to manage for as long as you can.